Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency.
Hey, welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray. And this is third Saturday. That means Frank Barton of Barton Power Sports and the Kubota Tractors and all the other things is with us as our co-host. And he had just made the comment that he's been on with Steve McCadams before. Well, who hasn't? I mean, Steve McCadams was there when this show started almost 20 years ago. Right. Steve McCadams,
many moons ago.
Steve McCadams was there when I became outdoor editor at the Commercial Appeal, and he said I wouldn't last 5 weeks. You know, I think he said.
I did not say that.
I think he said that about the show too. No,
I did not say that.
No, you didn't.
No,
you didn't. You were very encouraging to me when I started that, and I was stunned to be known as a legend now in the Mid-South Hunting and Fishing News.
Yes, sir.
I always thought I considered McCadams when I came up with the idea that when I was the editor. Of course, Steve was one of those guys, and I never thought I would be that. Henry Reynolds would roll over in his grave if he knew they were going to call me a legend. But Steve, it's good to talk to you, buddy. I know we're in that time of the year that weather changes and everything like that you've got to deal with as a guide, as you have for 50 years. I don't know how long. I mean,
almost about 44. But
44 will give or take a few. But and this weather, talk about fishing. This, we're in October and the weather's changed. The front came through on Thursday. So what's going on Kentucky Lake fishing wise?
Well, we've had a cold front, as you speak, and we don't get too many of those during the fall. It's usually known as a season of stability, but I had a little cool weather come in Thursday, and it's dropped our temperature, and we may be on the verge of our first frost of the fall, too, by the way.
Wow.
But we've had a pretty good fall on crappie. We can't complain. Our weather has been beautiful for most of September and the first half of October, so really we can't complain. These cold spells don't last long this time of the year. By Monday or Tuesday, we're going to be back to 70s. But we've had a pretty good fall on crappie. We're catching a lot of fish in the mid-range depth of 9 to 12 to 13 feet, and that's normal. They kind of hang out in mid-range in between winter and in between summer here, and they'll park there for about 2 months, and that's what's happening right here. They're right on schedule, and we've had some good-sized fish caught lately, so we've been well pleased with the grade we're catching, too.
Well, speaking of the grade, we're going to surprise you right now, McCadams. We're going to bring in another guest that will be able to interpret whatever you tell me that I don't understand.
I'm scared already.
Who would you think it would be that I would bring in right now?
Give me some more credentials on this person. I can probably tell you.
He used to drive. Used to be an automobile racer. Oh me. That's not his name. That's not his name. What do you mean? Oh me. Huh?
Could be a jailbreak. There must be a jailbreak somewhere.
No. I thought I've always wanted to get McCadams and Jim Perry on at the same time. Now, Jim,
got time in the show for all this.
Yes, we do. I want you to know, Jim, that he's wet. He's been out in the boat. He's tired. He's cold, and he's worn out.
Working, and that's something he knows nothing about.
Oh, I'm just going to let you two guys go. These guys have known each other. How long? Jim, how long you know?
I don't know. I've had the McCadams virus for 50 years, I guess. I don't know. We won't see.
Okay. All right. I want to have a one-on-one with Jim Perry and Steve McCadams.
McCadams, this is a family show now, so you need to behave yourself.
You guys have talk about some experience together. Now, I know you guys go at each other all the time. I've never heard such funny stuff before. Steve McCadams, what do you really think about Jim Perry?
Well, he needs to get my chiropractor bill because I've been carrying him so long, my back's hurting. I have to go to the chiropractor all the time.
That's my line. You got my line. My back's still sore where I carried you in the Classic in '96. I hadn't never got over that.
Listen to that. These two guys, they did win a world championship in '96, and a lot of people think it was 1896, but no, it was 1996. So I'm going to throw this in. You guys have had a lot of experience in the boat together. Now, this is all set up by me. Okay, McCadams, don't get mad at Perry.
I got you.
Huh?
I'm following you.
These two guys, folks, have probably been as much in my outdoor career as any two people other than Tommy Aiken. Okay? I'm going to throw Aiken in there. These
Absolutely.
two guys were there when I started. And I told McCadams, I told him he only gave me 5 weeks after I followed Henry Reynolds. He said that wasn't right, but I think it was Jim Perry that put me in your boat for the first time. And that was scary, so I wanted you two guys to know what you mean to me. Okay, for what you have meant in my career.
I should have left you down there on the side of that cypress tree at Reelfoot that time. But in hindsight, but
yes,
you've done pretty good.
Well, I've been able to hold my bathroom breaks a lot longer now than I used to back in those days. And I can tell some McAdams stories too. But this is mostly about you two guys and your friendship. And I know that you badger at each other, but I know, Steve, you think a lot of this man, don't you?
Oh, sure. I tell you, in this business, if you don't have somebody helping you along the way, you won't go very far. It's been a long, tough career. That's why I look around right here now, there's no young ones coming along, and it is a tough nut to crack.
Yes.
And if you hadn't got somebody helping you step along the way, it's a tough slope to climb. I say slippery slope, to say the least. But yeah, Perry was in the Mercury outboard and marine business when I first started.
Yeah, you broke me there. Anyway.
And you got
hey Larry, let me tell you a real quick story. Of course, Steve used to be in a band. He's got music in his genes, and they went on the road, and several of them in a group and played. And so
Are you ready for this, Steve McAdams?
Yeah, and Steve, I got pictures when they were in the band and all that stuff, but this is radio, so we can't do that. But anyway, one day, years and years ago in Paris, I didn't go duck hunting, and my daddy came up here from Union City, was going to hunt over here in the bottom, and we had a restaurant there in Paris, or here in Paris, that we ate breakfast that opened up for the duck hunters and all that stuff. It's closed now. But anyway, I didn't go, so I told Dad, I said, Dad, was anybody else hunting this morning? He said, well, no. Wasn't anybody in that restaurant this morning but me and that long-haired hippie from McCadams. He was so happy. That long-haired hippie from McCadams.
So, Steve, what did you play in the band?
Well, we had a horn group. I played trumpet for 3 or 4 years, and piano and organ back in the old days when we played soul music, horn music, and a lot of stuff, and had great times. I get up now when I used to just get in. But, hey, I didn't let it miss. I came in from playing across the country sometimes and get home about 4 o'clock in the morning and put my hunting clothes on and go duck hunting. So,
and
of course, that was when I was about 19 or 18.
So that was. Were you in college at that time?
High school and college. I started playing in a group back in high school.
What was the name of the group? What was the name of the group?
We had a group called Authority, and then we had another group called the Counts.
The Sardines.
And the Counts won the Mid-South Fair Talent Contest and went to the Ted Mack Original Amateur Hour. So
come on,
had a lot of good times, a lot of good memories.
You went to the Ted Mack.
I never let it interfere with duck hunting or fishing, no.
And Jim Perry, your talents are well known. I mean, you were right there with all the big.
Yeah, he can play the radio.
He can play the radio.
Yeah. Hey,
you guys have.
Larry, you can see my talent. You can look at my right leg and understand my talents because it ain't there.
Well, I didn't know till you took it off one day. You scared me to death. I mean, that was another episode in the and we're talking to Jim Perry. Once upon a time, Northwest Tennessee Tourism, and now just a good friend of me, and Steve McAdams, the guy, the guru, Frank Barton. I hope you're just listening to this. You're my co-host.
I've been sitting back and enjoying listening.
Now, these two guys go a long way, and Jim, really tell our listeners because you're pretty. I mean, the inspiration that you've got and everything else, you haven't let that. How old were you when you had the accident?
Oh, it was. I'm 81 now, and by the way, I was 16 years old and driving. Had a driver's license when Steve was born, so I just want to get that out there in front.
Steve was born in your car. What? What was that again?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought you said Steve was born in your car when you were 16.
No. I had driver's license when he was born. But anyway,
what did you McCadams just said?
I had my wreck. I had my wreck in September the 2nd, 1966. I remember it well.
You remember it well.
I was born in 39. So what's that? 27 years old.
Like that. Yeah. And so you met Steve. We only got a couple of minutes. Steve, this is all just set up. I hope you don't mind.
I'm good.
Sharing the time with Perry. So you knew Steve when he was young, then, Jim? I mean,
Steve, not really, Steve. I don't know. You can answer that. I can't remember exactly when we met, to be honest with you.
No, about 18 or 19 when I started up here at McCadams, when I started guiding up here.
Was that how old you were when you started guiding? 18, 19 years old?
Yeah, I was only 19, I think, when I started really. Still in college. I was going to college part-time, trying to start guiding too in 74 or 5.
All right.
And
well, you've
really,
talked about how Jim has helped you along. Jim, I know that you and Steve have that relationship that you can really cut up with each other.
I call it a love-hate relationship. We love to hate each other.
You do, yes. But it is part. Yeah, but it is. You guys respect each other, I know. And
oh yeah. He's hanging in there. He's been doing this stuff over 40 years. I did it about 40 and quit, but he's still hanging in there.
Well, that's the best way to describe it. So, Steve, if anybody wanted to go fishing with you or duck hunt with you, how do they get in touch with you?
Tell them to come quick because I'm aging fast. But,
come quick.
Yeah, go to my website at stevemcadams.com, and that's the best way to reach me.
You have a website? You really?
I do.
Okay.
I do.
Jim Perry's got a flip phone. Huh?
Put Perry on there with a holding a fish if you ever caught one.
That's the same one. That's the same picture you've run 4 or 5 times. I know.
Oh, yep.
He's taught me how to take a picture, hold that fish out real.
Oh, he's taught you how to cut. Oh, okay. All right. Well, this is going to be one of my all-time great segments right here. Jim Perry and Steve McCadams. But hey, fellas, I wanted to say again, this was a brainchild that just happened today. When I started working on this thing, and appreciate both of you guys. Wanted y'all to know that, to be on the line with me, and this show will be on 20 years next year, and we're coming up.
You're a legend. Hey, you're a legend.
We're coming up on show number 500 in 2 weeks, and I imagine McAdams may be one of. He and Marty Marbury are probably been on the show more than anybody. Frank, do you think that? Besides you, Frank Barton. Is your listener?
I remember Marty.
Yeah.
She's a good girl.
Glad to be here, Larry. Appreciate what you've done for us and fishing and hunting in the Mid-South and everything else. So appreciate your friendship.
Well, buddy, I miss those meals. I miss those meals that we always had. That was the fun part. But
yeah.
And the boat rides together. The first, I won't tell that story. First boat ride with McAdams. I'll share that with McAdams and Perry off the air sometime. Okay. Hey, appreciate you guys. Thank y'all.
Okay, buddy.
Hang on just a minute. All right, hold on. All right, here we go. We'll be right back.